Hi guys, it's Elise from the Ghost Coaster and we're here at the Warwick Castle Castle After Dark. A bit of a different one, wasn't really intended to vlog this originally, but thought we'd do a little mini one while we're here. Now, we've already checked out parts of the Haunted Hollows, the clips you've just seen beforehand, and we've got a time slot for their new maze this year, Fractured, so we'll be going to check that out as well at about 7:45ish. They've also got another attraction this year, Pestilence, which is taking place down in the basement of the Kingmaker exhibition. So we'll go and check those two out and see what we think. But as you can see, courtyard's here with the music and also live performances. And it's a good atmosphere at the moment. I believe tonight is a sellout night as well, so it's the 27th. But it's looking good, so let's go and see what's going on. Nothing good ever happens when you go into a greenhouse. So. Yeah! We've just got in. Those are kind of cool. Like ghostly webbed ghost characters. Why are ghosts even? Very cool. Very cool. Don't look behind me. Okay. I won't do that then. See, this would be a really good time for a chainsaw. Chainsaw? Yes? No chainsaw. Yeah, like, this feels like a good position to put a chainsaw. I don't think we're getting chainsaw. I think we're getting exits, actually. It's giving...
Just have someone hiding in the bushes and lean out.
It's giving exit. So Haunted Hollows, again, returning as a sort of more casual walkthrough, quite relaxed. It does suffer the fate of being a daytime maze where they've just put a few actors in it as a sort of extra thing for the evening almost. But it's a nice maze, it's a nice little walkthrough, always quite relaxing to have a look at. I do feel like it needs something else in there for the evening, but I'm not fully sure what. It needs more of a scare factor in my opinion, because it's quite relaxing and quite empty in some places as well. But I do like it, it's quite cute in there. I like all the little photo ops and stuff they've got. Very much a lot of fun, do enjoy it. Again though, I have the same complaint every time I visit the place. The photos that they take as you go in, don't take a photo and then print it out with the expectation that we're going to buy it at the end. Pre-printing it just really, it's a bit of a nick of mine. It's sort of too expectational that I'm going to buy it. I don't like that, and also it feels a bit wasteful as well, so please stop doing that. I will always say it every time I see it, please stop taking the photo and pre-printing it. Print it on demand. It's so much easier. But yeah, I had a bit of a walk around the site at the moment. And then they've also got a scarecrow trail set up this year, which looks quite good, so we'll go and find that as well. Into the castle. Ooh, spooky. Sam's going into the castle. Big fan of these projections on the maze entrances this year. Very big fan, they're really cool. So that's the one with the time slot, so we'll be checking that one out soon. So we just did the first maze Fractured. I'm going to read you what it says on the paper first and then go into what I thought about it real quick. Prepare to face all your fears as superstition comes to life with Warwick Castle's haunted interiors, leading you to a nerve-shredding face-off with the presence who dwells within the fractured mirror. What we got was, you went into kind of like a police crime scene themed maze, and they were talking more about how that you needed to go and investigate some killings, which wasn't on there at all really. Now, the experience itself felt more funny to the point where it was bad that it was good, almost, if that makes sense. I didn't really get anything out of it. Some cool effects in one of the rooms, but again it did utilise the use of a blind trail, and like we said before, blind trails can be very hit and miss. This one was a whole lot of just walking in a straight line. They did use that in a previous year in their like cult theme maze, and it worked quite well, but in this one it didn't really add anything to the effect at all. The sort of mention about there being superstitions coming to life, no mention of that at all in the pre-show section, and no real mention of it at all in the actual maze. The only thing that we really had was mirrors in a few rooms. It kind of felt more like it was still leading up to something as well by the end. So at the end, in the previous versions, as in the previous short maze I had up there before, there was an actual finale scene. In this one, we kind of just went in and walked through that room and then out again into the obligatory photo points again. Obligatory photo points, back again. But it didn't really give anything. It kind of felt like it was building to something, but it didn't actually get to anything either. Now I think there's potential. It does have potential to become something quite good, but they need to do something more to it to make it better, to make it work almost. I think there's only 4 or 5 actors in there playing different roles. Like, I think there's like 7 actors in there total with all the pre-show stuff as well. It needs more actors. It needs a bit more going on. But it was funny. I did enjoy how they were playing certain bits, but I think it needs more. We've got one more maze to do. Hopefully that one's a little better.
What's that?
So, Pestilence. Hunted was better the other year when I did it then. The premise of Hunted was kind of like sort of purge style hunting, pure entertainment. The characters in there were more animal masks, so they were really quite full on with their attacks, approaches and stuff. No contact in there, but it was still very much like a very full on experience, quite intense. Pestilence felt kind of like a zombie style scare zone. The characters, I think this is one of the biggest issues with zombies in scare mazes and like zombie-like characters. They can't really do anything past noises. So they aren't very effective for scares. I thought like jump scares. And that's kind of what I got from that one. It was very much more like a scare walkthrough, sort of scare trail thing. Not really a scare maze in my opinion. Again, quite a small amount of actors. Now I know it is a small space, but I feel like they need a few more actors in these kind of areas to make it more effective. And again, there was no real kind of finale. There was a sort of section blocked off in that finale room, where I was hoping that they could have done something there. But they don't use the full space of those rooms very much in these mazes. And they really need to put more in there and more of a finale, unfortunately. It just didn't hit for me. I mean, the actors in there are doing a great job, and the same with the other maze as well. They are doing a great job, but when it comes to a maze which is quite short, they need to do a lot more in there for the impact, because it just feels like they're just at the beginning of their potential for these mazes, and they need to do a lot more in them. Another thing that they do have with this maze, which really annoys me, conga lines. Hate them, get rid of them. I know that you have conga lines for like batching purposes to get people through quicker, to ensure that everyone is actually through before you send the next batch. But for me, a conga line will never work. It takes away from the experience because you're more focused on holding the shoulders and not letting go of them, and always making sure that you're not going to get left behind, because obviously the strict instructions don't let go. You're kind of more distracted by that. I feel like they just take away from the experience because you're more focused on the back of the person in front of you rather than the sort of environment you're in. But they were both quite entertaining mazes, but I think it was entertaining for the wrong reasons. I found them quite funny. Almost like so bad they were good in some cases. They were entertaining, but what I see there is a foundation for something a lot bigger for them to do. And I do honestly think that if they keep working at it and put more in, there is something that really can do on these mazes that'd be really good. And I think they could be quite a lot of fun. I think other thing, obviously non-contact is a thing on these mazes. I'd love to see some sort of contact put in on these mazes just to give it a bit more of something. Like a bit more of a scare factor just to really kind of bring it together. But it's really enjoyable and I have quite enjoyed it. But with all the mazes done and there is a bit of like sort of show happening, we are looking at some of the shows. I'll put a bit of the clips on after this. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please give us a like and subscribe. And yeah, as for the event, I do recommend it as a nice evening out. Do I think it's one of the best scare events in the country? Unfortunately not. But it is a nice evening out, and really that's what this one is. It feels more like a nice night out kind of event celebration than a sort of scare event. So if you're coming for a great night out over the Halloween season, come along and have a look. But if you're looking for sort of frights and scares, maybe not the place just yet. But have you been to Castle After Dark? If you have, let us know what you think. But for now, I'll leave you with a few clips and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.